who has cerebral palsy and an advocate for equal healthcare rights, and Michael Mwangi, an occupational therapist at Mama Lucy Kibaki Hospital. We called you Daktari and it was in error, sorry. So who's an occupational therapist?
Okay, an occupational therapist is a professional trained to take a person throughout life, the daily activities of life, train somebody in the functions that takes you throughout your life. Let's take, for example, my friend here, Josephine. Josephine started talking about that she could not crawl.
Yeah.
So an occupational therapist will use therapeutic techniques to train her to have head control, from the word head control to sitting, crawling, standing, and walking. Okay. We are trained to do that. Those are steps in life. After that, she has to transition from that sitting to the way she is now walking.
Yeah.
Then you have to look at, an occupational therapist will have to look at the environment where Josephine is living in. How can we adapt that one to suit her conditions, to suit her lifestyle? That's an occupational therapist. Now, suppose you go there and have an accident, God forbid.
Yeah.
Then you come back, you are a driver. You cannot go back to your occupation. That's why we are talking about. You cannot go back to your occupation. How do you adapt you to go through life? We do modification of vehicles for you to still go to continue driving. That's the work of an occupational therapist, to look at the whole spectrum of life, so that we take you through that system. No, we talk about occupations because from the word go, you woke up in the morning. That's an occupation. From the time you wake up, how do you go to the bathroom? How do you put on your clothes? How do you start now preparing your breakfast? Those are occupations. So if something happens in between, there must be modification and adaptation of the environment through guidance of an occupational therapist, so that you can live a better life, more fulfilling than when you have those other conditions. No.
So when you went to school, Josephine, and you went to a special school, at what point did you know what exactly your condition was?
I think it was after a very long time, because when I went to school afterwards, my mom took me to medical assessments, and that is when I was diagnosed with cerebral palsy. That is when I came to know about cerebral palsy. I was so eager to know, to dig deep what is this condition. So I was so curious, I just went ahead to read more about it, what it is, and how to deal with it. Because this is something that you cannot change. It is here to stay. So you have to just adjust and be you.
So you had to be moved to special school?
Yes, I moved to special school.
Okay. What did you find there that was different from the conventional school?
Here we had people from different communities with diverse disabilities. And that is when I came to know that, not that I'm alone in this world. We have different people with different impairments, and I just learned to love and accept who I am. Yeah.
And when school closed and you went back home, did the other children have any understanding of the condition that you had?
When the school closed, I don't think the children would understand what really cerebral palsy is. But the best thing, we maintained our relationship. We were friends, so they did not leave me or maybe see me different.
Yeah.
If it is playing, they could involve me. Going to fetch firewood, I could go with them, and doing everything like they were doing. So they could involve me. They did not discriminate me in any way. Yeah.
You know, there's an argument that has been made about integration schools and having special schools or integrating schools. And that's why I'm leading with this question. So when you're in the special school, you're here with other children with different disabilities.
Yes.
So even your playtime and all, they're different.
Yeah.
And then you come during holiday and you're finding children who some have disability, many don't have disability, but you're used to 3 months of a situation where you're dealing in a certain way. And now the environment is changing, as Michael was telling us. Were you having those challenges of adjusting, like maybe the first week of holiday, adjusting to this home environment?
For what probably I did find it difficult because it's a life that I already used to. But you know, it becomes hard for you if at all you have issues with your self-esteem. If your self-esteem is high and you know who you are, then that will not be a challenge. Yeah.
And that's an important part, Siri.
Yes, you're the firstborn in your family.
Yes.
You have 3 other siblings.
Yes.
Talk to me about how you relate to your siblings.
For me in the family, even after they all know that I have the condition, and that did not take away my loss as their elder sister. So I'm their deputy parent. They obey what I say,
Yeah.
and they know that I'm their sister, so they didn't treat me differently. I think we grew up very well, interacting very well with each other, and nothing really changed. If it is duties, we are called duties equally. If I can do this, then I'll do it. That the one that I cannot do, then they can help me in doing it. So nothing really changes. They know that I'm there. I'm their sister despite everything. Yeah.
It's interesting, Josephine, because you obviously today are a champion for people who live with cerebral palsy and saying, you know, you can be normal. It's one of the things that you said, that you can lead a normal life. How did the education that you received, or that you continue to receive, help you in dealing with your siblings, for example, with your family, with your friends?
From now interacting with different people from different diversities, so that learns that the most important thing is just to focus on what you can change, leave alone what you cannot change, and just to life situation, and everything else will align according to how you want it to be. You know, the best thing to do is, if you have a positive mindset, then you're good to go.
Yep.
Yeah.
How far in school did you go? What's the highest education you
College.
attained? Up to college?
Yes.
And then what do you do now?
For now, I'm a disability inclusion advocate. I run my own organization. I serve at an international organization known as Association for the Physically Disabled of Kenya. It's a board of directors representing the youth.
I see. And you said you are an advocate for equal healthcare rights.
Yes.
What's that?
This is, you know, when we talk about human rights, health is one of it. Every human being has a right to dignified quality health care. So if this part of anyone having an impairment or that a disability, you have the right to access health care without any discrimination, without being seen as a burden.
Yeah.
And this is something that is not really happening when it comes to persons with disabilities. Like, for example, you go to a healthcare facility looking for maybe contraceptives and you have a disability, you can go ask for example, I can go looking for a CD, that is a condom. Then somebody will ask you, just when you need it. Oh, no, they can ask and yet you know, you really know.
You know what it is for.
Yeah, you know the purpose of it. And not simply because I have a disability.
Unataka
You
nini?
go ahead and ask me, why do I need it? So what kind of a question is that? So, and again, another challenge that we persons with disabilities encounter is when accessing maternal health care. And I didn't mention to you, I'm a mother of one.
Nice.
So when I was seeking for maternal services, it was not easy Because you see, I don't know if the child will tell us here. I don't know if in nursing or maybe when somebody is doing medical, I don't know if there is a unit whereby they are taught about various disabilities. Because the questions that to get in there are not so friendly to the ears. And when you answer them accordingly, they say you are an adult person.
Yeah.
So for me, I think, accessing maternal health care was a big challenge, and that is why I use my experience as a voice to change the situation, because I know my experience was, I want to use that experience for me to be allied, and a voice those who cannot voice their own issues due to maybe fear or maybe lack of, maybe they don't have confidence in them to share their experiences.
Yeah.
You will be their voice.
I am.
Very good. Article 43 of the Constitution of Kenya. Every person has the right to A, to the highest attainable standard of health, which includes the right to healthcare services, including reproductive healthcare. This is a right in the Bill of Rights of the Constitution. So when I'm happy when I hear you say that, you are advocating for equal healthcare rights.
Yes.
Because it says every person.
Yeah.
Every person, whether you have a disability or not, you have a right to access this. Do you find, Mwangi, people not getting access to these rights? Is it an attitude issue, a lack of awareness
Let me
issue?
start by saying that actually what she is saying cuts across our community, our society. And the people who work in those facilities are part of our society. We have that attitude that you see, she has mentioned a very sensitive issue. Where you go for services, maternal services, and somebody asks, Nani alifanya hii sasa? That's the question that asks.
Sure.
Those are I've come across, I've worked for several years, so many years in that field, and I know the questions that these people come through. It's because our society generally has refused to accept and move on and accept these people that, apart from having these challenges, they are still human beings with their rights. So, like she has said rightfully, that you go to a maternity, like, for example, last year but one, we had a deaf mother in the maternity. And because deafness is one of the disabilities that we have, and it is not seen, not the way now we can see Josephine. So you see, when you look at Josephine, you can tell something. But for deaf people, you don't see it. So the mother is there in the maternity, and then somebody is doing the ward round. And I was a mama. Unasikia uchungu. You see, the mother cannot hear.
Of course.
So they went and they said, ikifika tu ataitana tu the. And then the mother delivers there because she cannot be able to. There was no communication. So what she's saying is somehow fair, and they're supposed to be eliminated because through creating awareness that these people, and actually going to what you have said in our constitution, making sure that we follow our constitution. These people, all of them, all of us, we have our rights to be accorded dignity when we are having all those issues. Yeah.
But if I may ask the question, how do you get people to be sensitive enough to understand that the fact that someone is different from you doesn't make them less or more of a human being than you, and how it is you treat people well the same? Because look at our country and look at even the discussions we're now having about politics. It has nothing to do with disabilities, but that discussion speaks of a greater disability that we have. Because if you are willing to treat people differently simply because their community is different from yours, then someone comes with an infirmity that is not of their choice and it's physical. That is what makes them different. That's all. Now, how do you get people to be accommodative? Sensitive enough to be accommodative and to understand that perhaps a little care and attention. We are sensitive to little children. We know the needs that little children have. We handle little children well. Now, this person who is different, Because that's all. They're different. Circumstances, situations have made them different. And you have difficulties. Even if you're overloaded, because public hospitals, the workload that you people have, it's abnormal. Yes, it's abnormal. And mistakes will be made simply because of that. But how do you ensure, beyond the advocacy work that Josephine is doing, how do you make people who work within our health system understand that specific need of being sensitive to these differences?
I would say, for example, in Mamaluso where I work, we have created a system whereby we call them CMEs, continuous medical education. You'll call this person from this department, this one from the other department. You give them a talk on how to identify, how to deal with, and how to refer these people, and how to treat them. For the cadres, now, it's not occupational therapists or people who are dealing with rehabilitation services. That's one thing. The other thing, from Mama Lucy there, I know about it. I've talked about a deaf person. We have employed sign interpreters for those people so that they don't have those challenges. When a deaf person comes and then the person is diarrheaing, is doing all those other things, you must get that information from that person. How do you get it? You must get somebody to interpret for them. That's what is happening in Mama Lucy. We have two
CMEs compulsory.
CMEs, okay. They are not compulsory, but we advocate that every department should set somebody once in a month so that actually we raise the awareness. And another thing that we also do is giving talks, even at the MCH and those other departments. You go there as a person who is dealing with people with disabilities, and then you give a talk on how to handle these people so that somebody will not be mishandled, and then raise that issue of dignity being denied or that right being denied for that person just because he's different from us.
Yeah. So just, you're 32. One would assume that do you still go through therapy right now? And is it as often as you did before?
Right now I don't go for any therapy because, therapy is just there to help you, just to maybe stabilize you, but at the end of the day, there is no cure.
Yeah.
So I can't just be you, accept that this is a fact, this is how I am. Even if I go to therapy, I cannot change much. So as for now, I don't go for any therapy.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are some things? I mean, now you're an advocate today for understanding and championing rights. What are some things that you look for, or that you hope, and that folks who are living with disability, that you hope would change? What are some things that are challenges today that need to be addressed?
I think when we start talking about the challenges, we can talk the whole day. But to just pinpoint a few, what I would like to see also in our health facilities, if we can have if we can have a toll-free line, whereby if a person with disabilities goes to any health facility and faces any kind of discrimination, they can call or text for free and report the matter. And why am I saying this? This is because, some of us may not have that courage to come and speak. But if it's a call, I can just make a call at the comfort of my home.
Yes.
I can as well as text, and somebody can hear me and they can get help. Another thing is, why can't we also have a special consultation room for people with disabilities, specifically for them? I know we are advocating for inclusion, but this is not to mean that when we have our own consultation room, we are excluding ourselves. No, we just want to be safe and also to get the quality services that we deserve. And another thing that I would really like to do is to create awareness in these hospitals, because you find that most of the health practitioners have no clue about disabilities. If they know, they just know that having a disability, you have to be on a wheelchair.
Yeah.
That is what they know. Yet, we have other disabilities that they are not even considered. And like, when you talk about disabilities, we have those disabilities which are underrepresented. Talk of a person who is left blind. Talk about people with cerebral palsy. Talk about people with social disabilities, and they are not visible.
They are not visible.
Yeah.
You said you had an organization that you run,
Yes, I am.
and it's specifically for people with cerebral palsy.
Purely, the large number is for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a database for the number of people we have in this country who have cerebral palsy?
As for now, mine is just a baby organization.
Yes.
We are yet to be there. We are yet to get there. We don't have funding as for now,
Yes.
but in future, that is something that I'm looking forward to.
How many members do you have so far?
So far, I have 15 members. Not only that, due to some financial constraints, you cannot involve many people here, so cannot give them the right services. I don't want just to be there, just to be there. I just want to
To add value.
to add value and be of great impact into their lives.
People who may have missed this, please say the name of your organization again and where you're based.
My organization is called Able Rights Africa Society. Able Rights.
Able Rights.
Able Rights. We are able to rise up and do
Able
anything
Rise.
Able Rise.
Able Rights Africa Society.
Africa Society.
Yeah.
Where are you based? Where's your office?
I'm based in Wayakwe, that is Mountain View.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if people would like to, engage with you, maybe you offer any kind of support, you may want somebody who I would like more occupational therapists who can come and say we can offer our support through Able Rise or any other support. How would they reach you?
They can call me, just call me direct to my number, which is 07 11 123 024. 07 11 123 024.
All right.
Yeah.
There are various structures and layers that I was thinking about from the government level. There's the Ministry of Labor and Social Protection. There's the National Council for Persons with Disability. Yeah, and cascading all the way down to the counties. From your experience, do they read the same book, let alone being on the same page?
Personally, it depends, but my answer would be if I was to let them, the ones that I've mentioned, I think I'll just give them not more than 50%.
Why?
Because you see, when it comes to representation, you find that somebody is sitting somewhere in the name of representing people with disabilities, and yet they don't have any form of disability. So how then will this person be able to articulate my issues? So there's a huge gap.
Huge gap.
Yeah. Yeah.
Big ones. So which day does the world mark World Cerebral Palsy Day?
It will be on Sunday, the 6th.
This Sunday?
Yeah.
The 6th.
Yeah.
Are there any events organized at any level?
I know there are some, but I've not heard of the international one. I know some organizations have arranged some events to raise more awareness on this condition. Yeah.
Okay. Just been a very, very interesting story. People have said you are courageous, you're good, you keep fighting that good fight, keep raising awareness, keep advocating for access to healthcare and for everyone. Everybody should have equal rights to accessing healthcare.
Sure.
And that's what you do on a daily basis. Michael as well, thank you very much for joining us today. And the work that you're doing at Mama Lucy, say hello to the other 6 occupational therapists and all the medics there, and the ones that you engage with and interact with even outside of your facility. The work that you do, keep doing it.
Indeed.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you for joining us. Michael Mwangi, occupational therapist at Mama Lucy Kibaki Hospital, and Josephine Kamene, advocate for equal healthcare rights. They've been our guests
Yes.
this Health Friday conversation. Say something.
Okay. Now, as we mark the World Cerebral Palsy Day on Sunday, I just want to pass this message to any parent out there who has a child with cerebral palsy and they are hiding them in their houses. Let them come out, let them interact with other people in the society, because you never know. You never know the future of that child that you are hiding. Let them come out. Just let them be like any other people. And also, that's what we need to do with persons with cerebral palsy. We don't need sympathy. We need empathy, empowerment, and opportunities. So just don't feel like you're alone. And what I know is that you are the best version of yourself. Come out clean, come out clearly, come out bold enough, and conquer the world.
Oh, thank you.
Well said. Those are the best final words. 8 a.m. news time.
It's now 9 o'clock with Safaricom. Go monthly